What's going on, guys? Vic VP back with another Gamecase Arcades video. On this one today, we're going to be going full force, full detail. I'm going to talk your ear off talking about this ByVic 55-inch dedicated shooter, Time Crisis themed yet again. Yes, people love the Time Crisis themed artwork on this. Again, we got the retro shooter Reapers. We got the dual pedals with the convenient storage in front, running my PC, Launchbox, big box based system. Over 300 true light gun games on this. Freedom Force. Never really played that. I should probably play that. Let's take a look. All right, you know the drill. If you're not following me on all the socials, what are you waiting for? Be sure to follow me at Vic_VP. Click the Linktree link down below. You'll see the website. You'll see all the social media links. That is the thing now, just social media, where you could get 10 seconds of content and blow up and wow everybody. Go click the links and follow all the socials. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, which is, you're here right now. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of yet another ByVic dedicated shooter going out. Man. The shooters, dedicated shooters, it's very popular. I always say, if you have the space, you should keep certain stuff dedicated on a dedicated cabinet. Keep those vertical arcade games like Pac-Man and Galaga on a dedicated vertical arcade cabinet. Light gun games like this, keep it simple. Put it inside of a dedicated shooter. The more cabinets, the better, especially if you're the type of person that likes to host parties. Yes. Or, if you don't have the space, you could put it all in one, minus the vertical. That's a whole nother scientific thing right there. But yes, what are you waiting for? Go follow all the socials. I forgot to end that. I always forget. But enough of the social media plug-in stuff. We're focusing on this today. Again, the ByVic 55-inch dedicated shooter. I made several videos on this specific PC build that's in it / this cabinet alone. I made a video talking about how I could offer you just the PC alone. Plug and play PC. That is what's inside of this right here. I made another video if you wanted just the cabinet alone. You kind of see a ByVic arcade cabinet in the making as well in the background. And now the final video for this specific one, a complete plug and play. I'm personally delivering this tomorrow option here. So I'm just full of options. Yes. Again, we talk about some basics. We're going to talk about the customer himself. He reached out to me, kind of a little bit of a, I don't want to say a word, he was on a time constraint, but he was a little bit on a time constraint. Building dedicated shooters and the videos going out, people inquire for dedicated shooters. I have actually another one lined up. I probably have another like 3, really. But yes, dedicated shooters are probably my second most popular thing that I make. They're great. They're awesome. They're beautiful. Big screens, modern arcade games now, Aliens, Armageddon, Terminator, Salvation, they're all utilizing big screens. And that's kind of why I designed my ByVic series. Again, we're going to talk about everything. We'll talk about the customer. We'll talk about the cabinet itself. We'll talk about the PC inside of it. We'll talk about the TV. The guns, the gun for IR sensors. Yes, get ready. I'm going to talk your ear off. Move the cabinet a little bit. Again, it's on casters. Again, I do like to kind of show off these type of videos. People like to see gameplay. I've done that on several other ones. I don't know. We're going to try to launch some random games and stuff. But again, real quick, I was going to mention, and I'll just do it now. Again, light guns, you have cords. There's really no way to avoid the cords, especially if you break out the pedals. That is just a thing. These cords are there and such. So be prepared for cords. Again, pedals inside of the base and stuff. We're going to launch this LA Machines. Again, basic stuff. As far as on my end for these light guns, the next project I'm going to work on is Hook of the Reaper. That is the basically main hooker. If you run out of bullets, the gun will stop doing the sliding recoil and such. Again, you have everything at the gun. It is all right here. It's a thing of beauty. Awesome stuff. You do have your control panel here. I am using an iPac 2 on this. So you have still controls and such here. Volume knob. Beautiful stuff. Los Angeles downtown. Watch out, light them up, watch out. Beautiful. Again, let's talk about the gun. Retro Shooter Reapers. I am using gun for IR sensors though. You have the slider here, so you can do single shot, full auto, or off for nighttime gaming like that. Only because like I don't want to make this video and you're gonna hear like the gun go crazy, so we'll just mute that for now. But as you can see, my objective, we're gonna launch games, play some games, and obviously talk about the build itself. Again, I have several builds. You can always go back on other videos and stuff and see how stuff works and such. I don't know, we could do some lethal enforcers, bet. I don't want to play, like, a lot of times when I make these videos, I'm playing more of the newer stuff. Bring it back, Vic. Play some retro MAME arcade, play some NES and stuff. So that's what we're doing here. Again, Retro Shooter Reapers. The cool thing with Hook of the Reaper is, again, if the gun, like, if you like run out of bullets, not every game is gonna do it. If it has the outputs, it'll stop the gun from doing the sliding recoil. Now, the thing about that though, from what I'm understanding, is that if you have Hook of the Reaper set, it ignores these inputs here, meaning even if you have the gun off, the power off, it will still slide recoil. So, you know, to some people that might suck. This is a game that utilizes off-screen reload. Look at that, off-screen. Don't shoot the cop. Awesome. To some people, like to me, like, oh man, you have to now basically unplug the one pigtail for the recoil if you want to play at night. So it's going to ignore that. There's always a plus and a minus to it. No. Oh no, I shot a victim. No. Again, off-screen reload on this. Look at that. You can't do a button. You got to shoot off-screen and it works. Awesome, awesome stuff. Again, keep in mind, not all the games are 2 players. This is a 2-player game. Not all the games are 2 players. All of them are 1 player. I'd say a good 90 to 95% of these games are 2 players. Now, real quick, let's talk about the customer himself. Like I said, I plan to just exit, navigate, and such. So keep in mind, I do business way differently than like other people. I'll launch some PC games, why not? I have a wait list. And the way I do business is that once we're ready to build your cabinet, I'm ready to build your cabinet, that is when payment is received. I have people that's been on my wait list. I have over probably about 30 people on a wait list. That's how I do business. This customer, his turn was up. He did tell me, hey Vic, I'm a little bit on like a time constraint. With that, he basically said, I will settle with the Time Crisis artwork because you already have it set. And I said to him, I was like, you don't really have to do that because I could make the artwork. It's not like you have to be held for that. This is Pixel Crisis. Again, I could use the pedal for this, but I have the butt of the gun mapped out to the right mouse. That's basically how these games work. Reload is the right mouse click, which is the butt of the gun here. Awesome. So with that, I said to the customer, I was like, oh, you know, don't think of it like that. Artwork, you know, it could take me about 2 weeks to make new art and such. He goes, no, Vic, I like Time Crisis. Let's just stick with the Time Crisis. You already have it all set up and stuff. So that's how we landed on Time Crisis. I partially feel bad because I was like, if you want to do House of the Dead, like I'd be more than happy to do something. But he's like, no, Vic, you'll most likely be able to make this cabinet made faster and stuff. Again, when I build cabinets, it's kind of like, there's like a timeline to it or like a storyline to it. Obviously, you got to cut the wood. That's number one. That takes a couple of days to cut, put it together and such. Once the cabinet is made, I then make manual or hand measurements to make a template. These templates aren't really universal because every cabinet that I make with my CNC, it doesn't perfectly come out the same every single time. That's where, again, I have my hobby grade CNC. That's where going for that, reload. Going for like a hobby grade to like a $30,000 CNC, that's where it will save your time and such, et cetera, et cetera. So I told the customer, I said, I still have to make the artwork template. He's like, no, Vic, don't worry about it. So, you know, I already have the artwork, yes, but I have to still adjust it, you know, for the new template and stuff. Anyway, once I make the cabinet, I make the template. Then I could either send the template out to a graphic artist, which I use now, or I could make the art. But if you want something elaborate, if you want something very detailed, we're going to have to get the graphics artist involved on it. While the artwork is being made, I then go ahead and I buy the PC. I do my whole file transferring, and I have to still launch. That is me personally. I launch every single game, and I make sure that the game runs and works. This isn't like a simple clone and like call it a day. I don't work that way. I get annoyed. I don't work that way. For that right there, that's about a 2-week process, just the PC side alone. While that's happening, I'm waiting for the artwork to be done, and I have to get it printed. Then we have to lay the artwork. I have to put the buttons in. I have to do my final testing, and then the cabinet gets sent out. So this isn't like a 1-week job. People think that like, oh, you probably have a bunch of cabinets lying around. Like, no, I have no room to have a bunch of cabinets lying around. I build to order. So the customer actually has a 4-player arcade cabinet already in his house. He sent me a picture of it. It's gonna go like in like an alcove. Very cool stuff. He basically, his only main concern was, hey Vic, I gotta make sure that the TV is going to pass or be higher than the actual control panel. I said, no problem. That's why we build it custom made to order. Now again, we have a MAME arcade game here. I have the coin on the gun itself. I have also the start here. MAME also, I have the coin set to this button on the handle and such, and you could play on. So that's what's pretty cool. My cabinet design, I knew what he needed as far as the custom height, but then I did say like, this is like the standard height for my dedicated shooter. So you're A-okay. We clear that, no problem. Now again, I do have the gun for IR sensors on this. They're so sleek. They're so beautiful. You don't even see them. You don't know. That's right there. See it? Right there is your sensor. Now, it's funny, you know, some people don't really realize it, but you really need to be kind of back on a shooter cabinet like this, light gun games. You have to stand back to play these games. You can't be like up against it. So right now I'm a good like 5 feet away. I do have the fisheye lens on this, which really, I don't need it because I am far away. Fisheye lens is really when you're up close. Now keep in mind, I have a 55-inch TV here. The reason I'm bringing this up is because somebody like messaged me on Facebook Marketplace, and they're like, whoa, that TV is so big, it's gonna like hurt my eyes when I play. And I'm like, you have to stand back. Like, you're not gonna be like up close. Because right now, as you can see, I have like the crosshairs on MAME. I'm like here and I lose it. I'm getting it, I'm losing it. I'm getting it, I'm losing it. So I have to bring this back to there. Now I'm here. Now I'm able to play it and such. So right here, I would probably say I'm a good 4 feet away. If I come back, obviously, I'll feel more safe and secure and locked in. You could remove the crosshairs. If you don't want the crosshairs on, you could remove that. That's like, it's a couple of steps to do that. I would probably have to do it via per emulator and stuff. It was funny. I was talking to that guy, and I'm like, no, man, you have to move back. Like, you're not going to be up against it. Then he did tell me where he was like, I used to play a Lethal Enforcers, and I had to be up against the screen. I'm like, no, that's like CRT. Like, that's different technology. This here is way different than CRT. So, awesome. Now, also, I have a 4-year-old, and I noticed now, and especially on the last cabinet I delivered, they had a couple of young kids. Kids that are, like, low to the floor, they might not really be able to shoot. As you can see, like, my crosshair is, like, locked in on the top there. You have to be, like, at a good height. So, like, I have my little daughter, and she's like, oh, we're playing aliens. We're shooting the aliens. And I have to basically put her on, like, a stool or, like, get her, like, a step. So keep that in mind. You have to be, the gun has to be registering and reading all 4 of the sensors. So that's awesome. We'll exit out. I don't know. We're going to just launch some random games. I have the player 2 here. The start and the coin, I'm able to skip my letters. So I'm pretty sure you can see it there. I don't know. We'll do some Virtual Cop 3. Why not? Virtual Cop 3. Again, like I mentioned before, not all these games are 2 players. This one right here, there is a 2-player, I think it's Chiharo. There's a 2-player Chiharo version, but it's choppy. So I didn't put that. I'm running, this is actually Xbox emulation. This is like Xbox, original Xbox, XBLA. Is it? Or is it Xenia? I forgot what it is. I think it's Xenia. But basically, I'm utilizing the first one that came out a while ago. So still only 1 player for Virtual Cop 3. Again, like I mentioned before, not every single game is 2 players. It's given me the option to press start on player 2, but I didn't move this file over to the 2-player one because I personally was experiencing choppiness even on a PC like this. Now, like I mentioned before, the PC alone, we could talk about the PC actually. I didn't talk about that. This is a Ryzen 7 7700X, 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte NVMe SSD. And as far as the graphics card on this, I'm utilizing a 5060. Again, I build the PC's custom current gen. Once we start the deposit process, I will be building that PC accordingly. I will even give you all the part boxes. Go back to the overview video. You'll see all the parts that were inside of this one. Reload. Now again, the reload I have set to the butt of the gun. That's really right mouse click. Or you could break out the pedal, and that could also be used as a reload. So a game like this, even though it's not Time Crisis, you can still utilize the pedal. It's just an extension to that button. But yes, as you can see, beautiful stuff. Some Virtual Cop 3. Awesome stuff. Now, again, emulation is still in the works. What am I getting at now? Once Virtual Cop 3 is good and playable, the 2-player version, I will then offer the download of the game to my customers. I have a Discord channel. You go to my Discord, you join it. When I do these builds, I already have for the customer, he's already in my Discord channel. I do all that on my end. This way it's super easy. AnyDesk is already installed on this, so I'll AnyDesk in. I used to use TeamViewer, no more. I AnyDesk in and I'll assist. Only thing I really need the customer to do is to download the file first. I mentioned in another video, and I don't want to be a broken record, but sometimes I TeamViewer into customers' builds or PCs. Even if you didn't get the build from me and you have like a different company's build, I'll still help out. I'll TeamViewer in. But do me the favor, because if you have like crappy Wi-Fi, do me the favor and download the game first. Then say, hey Vic, I'm ready to go whenever you are. And yes, I will do that. You'd be surprised. I have to like sit for like an hour now, and I do charge for the hour like that. I have to sit for the hour and wait. This right here is, what was this? Wild West Shootout. We'll bring in some 2-player action. Why not? Awesome. Again, I have the sliders off. This is a single shot game, so I'll set it to single shot. Load up. Let's bring up the volume on this. Hell yeah, let's go. Right now, that's at 15%. No, don't shoot the girl. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Wild West Shootout, you have to do a lossless scaling to make sure that that does go full screen, as you can see there. Solid stuff. It's always solid. I feel like we had a good groove going, so we could exit on out. We could check out some more games. We spoke about the cabinet. We spoke about the PC. We spoke about the customer himself. Now we could just play a little bit and stuff. I do want to show off this real quick because in my Discord, a couple of people were talking about this. We're going to do some Aliens Armageddon. Somebody in my Discord, it's a public Discord. You could always find an invite link somewhere online. Somebody in my Discord said, hey, Vic, do you have an issue with Aliens Armageddon? Mine crashes. On his, it crashed on stage 4. I did a quick search, and people were complaining about stage 2 crashing. So I said I never experienced that. As you can see, I have coins here, and then on this game, you pull the trigger to start. We'll do some chapter mode, why not? And I don't know, we'll go chapter 4. I experienced one crash on stage 2. Then I did a whole I redid it and I took off free play. You guys should go into the F1 settings, the test menu and all that, and you could adjust. So I originally had it set to free play, and I experienced the crash. I reloaded it without the free play, and I didn't experience the crash. So I don't know if that was the fix for it. But as you can see, it's cool. You message on Discord, you can see if anybody else is having any issues, and I try to load up. Now that person isn't a customer of mine. We're just friendly and we like to help each other out. I'll put these to full auto. This is a loud game. Reload. You could actually set Aliens Armageddon to off-screen reload in the settings. So you have to go into the test menu. Reload. I'll actually do that now. We go off-screen. As you can see, we reload. Awesome. Games like this, it's funny. This is the raw thrills trend. These games are cool, but I was playing this and I'm like, wow, this is a meh game. It's really not that great. Games that I grew up with, it's not Time Crisis. Time Crisis, the original arcade, was a beautiful game. And it's this is just and it's actually very funny. If you go in the test menu, there's an actual option to give you the minimum game time that you could play. Basically, this game, you are meant to put your money in it. Like, this is a quarter eater. So stock default, it sets like 2.5 minutes. So after 2.5 minutes of play, like the enemies will just come at you and you will always get hit. And it's like, what the hell? So once you find that out, you just understand that it's a quarter eater of a game. But as you can see right now, Techno Parrot, Aliens Armageddon right here. I actually have like the patch. There's a graphics patch and all that, so I have all that. Again, that whole, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Ray, RPEG Electronics, told me, hey Vic, anybody that has that crash, you might need the new DirectX. So if you are experiencing that, download the new DirectX. I did that for this customer here. And like I said, I can't tell if me setting it to not free play fixed it or the DirectX fixed it. But all in all, there you go. That is Aliens Armageddon. Simple exit out, and then you are back into the home screen. Awesome stuff. Very simple. Last one we'll play. Why not? We'll do some Area 51 Classic. I actually want to do this live on camera. Forgot where I saw this, but I believe if you don't shoot any enemies and you only shoot your teammates, you get like this secret level. So we'll see how that goes right now. So I'm not gonna play. And apparently, if you don't fire, like you don't really die. We're gonna see right now. Again, I believe you're supposed to just hit your teammates. Classic. And of course, Area 51, this game does utilize off-screen reload. So awesome stuff. Let's do it together. Why not? And then we'll end the video. Again, another ByVic dedicated shooter. What a thing of beauty. Again, from my understanding, you're not supposed to shoot. Like if you actually shoot enemies. Oh, hit him. Oh, did I mess up? I probably messed up. Damn it. Well, we're going to have to just watch together and see if I messed up. I missed one guy. Damn, I missed that one dude that ran across. Let's see. See, reload doesn't work on this, so you have to off-screen it. Dun, 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 dun. Classic. Oh, man, I hope that one innocent teammate. This right here is supposed to switch. No, we didn't do it. Damn it. One more time real quick. I'll probably fast forward it, if anything, but I know Joke had to do this like 4 times because I kept missing that guy that was running across. So I'm gonna mostly take him. All right, we got it. Yes, look at that crone hunter. So yes, you got to shoot the 3 friendlies, nobody else. They have now infected several. Here we go. Ooh. Again, shout out real quick. I think it was oh, I forgot the dude's name. Look at the screen on this. Somebody on TikTok posted it. Man, this is gonna give me a seizure. Look at the colors on this. I forgot. I think it's like, oh, I feel so bad. I watch all his videos too. Bald dude. I think Andy or something like that. It's not Adam. Forgot the guy's name, but he was the one that showed this. I was like, oh wow. I mentioned it to my buddy Brad D, and sure enough, we found like a YouTube video on it. And yes, that's what it is. You don't shoot anybody but your 3 teammates. If you miss that teammate like I did, you will not get this. But basically, it's just like this. It's like a graphical thing to it for Area 51. But yes, awesome stuff. All right, real quick. I could do real quick a boot up process. We'll do that live. Why not? You could do it in Big Box, but I could just come here and hit. There's an arcade button I have right in the rear. I showed the rear off. I'm not going to show it off in this video, but go to like the overview video. I'm going to right now turn off everything like it should. So again, the TV is the one thing I have. Luckily, the power button is right here. The TV you have to turn on and turn off manually. Right now, everything is off but the cabinet. I'm going to give the customer a smart switch or a smart plug. So I'm right now going to turn off the cabinet entirely. He could leave it on overnight, but you're going to see like the underglow. And the exhaust fans in the cabinet will always be constantly spinning. You could leave it on. If you want to do that. I'm the type of person where once I'm done, I turn everything off. So I have, on my machines, I have everything smart plugged and all. So right now, I'm coming here and I'm turning on the cabinet. Once I turn on the cabinet, the PC automatically is going to power on its own. The TV, like I said, is the only thing you have to manually turn on because this doesn't automatically turn on. In the past, TVs used to be able to be set to demo mode, and then it'll turn on once power is given. But unfortunately, They don't make them like that anymore. So as you can see, I just hit the button one time. That is it. PC right now is technically booting. If you right now have the volume low, I'll put it like to medium. Again, PC is gonna boot. I have it set to task schedule. After 30 seconds, Big Box is gonna launch. Not doing anything right now, as you can see. We're perfectly fine and dandy, like sour candy. And Big Box will launch and you're ready to game. That's where like this is almost like an actual arcade cabinet. You can see here the desktop is here. So I have AnyDesk, I have Big Box, I have OBS, so you could actually stream off of this PC, and the NVIDIA app and Launchbox. NVIDIA app is if you have to upgrade or update graphic drivers. And we're in. Done. Simple. Go about and play your games. Again, task scheduler, 30 seconds. Done. Now, if you want to shut down without that button, you could just exit out. We could go back. We're using the panel here, and there's an option right here to shut down. You can't see it because the TV, the stickers are still on it, but shut down. There you go. That was inside a Big Box. It's funny. People are like, what is this like stuff on the screen, Vic? Like, what? This is a brand new TV, and it stays brand new. I don't take these off until I deliver it to the customer. This way they know that they got a brand spanking new TV. But yeah, there you go. That is it. Now, Vic, you know, if I want to turn back on the PC, do I have to like turn it off and then turn it on? You could, or you could just come back here and just push the power button and let it do that. But again, once you give it power, the PC is automatically set to turn on. So you can see that like device connected to HDMI 1. It's recognizing it. The PC is going to give us our gigabit. And there you go. It launches and loads up just like a regular computer will. Simple. Well, guys, there you have it. Yet another ByVic 55-inch dedicated shooter in the books. Yes, I know. Time crisis, time crisis, time crisis. It looks like the same cabinet, and I'm just wearing different shirts. But no, this is another time crisis going out. I love what I do. I love all the videos that I make. I just love it. I love everything about it. Thank you for everybody that's always liking and commenting and all the subscribers. I'm always like mind blown by it. What's really great with these attract modes, look at that. Dragon gun? What is, I never played this. This is what's great. Again, over 300 games right here. Relive the classics or play some of some games that you never even knew. I never knew about this Dragon gun. I should say I knew about it because I do the testing of it, but never fully played it. Vic VP, Gamecase Arcades.